So welcome to What is Really Brewing podcast. This podcast that digs into real stories behind entrepreneurship, the wins, the struggles, the identity shifts, and what's actually brewing right under the surface. So we bring entrepreneurs on here from all industries to share their journey and build a community of founders who really support each other, because in the world of entrepreneurship, it is very lonely. And I need this podcast to help, in terms of just getting me going as well. And so it's one of the reasons why I started it, just to create a community of people, and we'll slowly build this thing, and who knows where it's going to go. This is episode 2. I don't give a shit. But today we have a really good friend who I've known, who was on my previous podcast that I did. That's how we connected. One of the biggest hearts of the people I know who cares about folks will give you the biggest bear hug and tell you he loves you. And he may not even know you. Will give you everything off of his back and then some, hopefully not too much. But anyway, let's not get too much. We got Chris Scoville, founder of Improvifi, and a million other things, the finance guru for contractors. Chris, I appreciate you hopping on, man.
Wow. Dude, I've got a podcast. I've never done a great introduction like that ever in my life. That's really great.
It is not as good as Jason Kelsey's introductions.
I'll have to go check that out.
But maybe one day I'll get a New Heights type.
I don't know, man. You and I met. Whoa. You and I met on our first podcast, 6 years ago?
5, maybe 4 or 5, 4 years ago, something like that. But I did that other podcast. I won't mention the name because I'm no longer associated with it.
Is that how we met in the industry?
Who knows? It was in a Facebook group. I said, hey, this Chris guy is like all over the place. He's talking about financing. What he has to say will help contractors. So let's hop on there. And then we just kind of stay connected. I saw the Blue Pages Pro stuff you were doing, and I was like, hey, this is great. Let me help you. And that was, we both just help folks, probably more than we should, without asking for money.
Well, we've learned along the way, haven't we? Like, you get taken advantage of if, there's 2 trains of thought. Number one, always just help people, give information for free, blah, 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 blah. Then there gets to a certain point where you help so much that people just take advantage of you, and then your value has gone down to nothing. So there's got to be a happy median where, like you do with everything that you do on your YouTube and on your social, where you're just training and educating, giving the information, however, holding back the how is super important for you. So people hire you, and we believe in capitalism. So they should hire you so you can pay for your mortgage and your cars and put food on the table and take your kids to Disney World. Like, you deserve to be able to make a living as well.
What's funny is, so I helped about 10 people get their Google business profiles unsuspended
for free.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, you just do this. And so I asked somebody else in the space. They're like, wait, no, you need to charge. And I was like, okay. So I sent them a message like, how much do I charge? And they told me you should charge this good sweet spot. I'm like, okay. So what you're saying is I lost out on about, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 of revenue.
Well, that's how we learn as entrepreneurs. Like, there's a value in what you did. You did it for free. You figured out how to do it really well. Now you go, great, this is a service that I can provide, because people, I don't know how to do anything. I hire people now.
Yeah. Well,
and I pay people all the time because I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. My time is more valuable doing things over here than trying to go learn how to do something. I just hire people and pay them to do it now.
Yeah. That's what you get there. So let's jump right into entrepreneurial journey.
Yes, buddy.
Give us. I want you to give us the backstory. We'll kind of get into as much of the personal side as you want to dive into, because that's the part that nobody talks about.
Yep.
But talk about the path from financing industry into what I know is Blue Pages Pro, and then into Improvifi, which is like the #1 home finance company and training, sales support for any contractor. And this is not a sponsored podcast, but I haven't seen another industry do it better. So I'm going to shut up now. Oh, Chris.
Been a hell of a journey, right? So, I'm older. I came from the industry since 1993 on. And I think it was interesting, and you've seen me win and fail and come back and try different things out. But ultimately, I knew that there was some room in this industry to bring something different to the marketplace. So, and I won't ever talk negatively about real lenders. There are some platforms out there that we, educate people that you just run from them. But like real lenders, they treat lending like a commodity. Here's your rate sheet. Here's a sales rep that might come and see you with donuts twice a year. And I just did a presentation with Blake prior to this podcast, and the guy was blown away. He's like, you guys do all this? Like this big value stack of what we bring to the marketplace. And he goes, how did you come up with this concept? I said, really easy. I said, we just do what other people dare not to do. Like lenders are lenders and they're banks and they're boring. Like we're bringing some paint, some color to the lending industry. Like, yeah, we do lending, but that's just the commodity part of the business. The real part of the amazing part of the business is support and training and education and the deal desk and our client success managers and our live trainings on Wednesdays and our private trainings on Tuesdays and Thursdays and our fly-in consulting where I spend 9 hours in your location and everything that we do inside of school and the community. Like it's all the supporting things to lending that make Improvifi very different. Now, to your point, when I built Blue Pages Pro, I didn't really know what it wanted to be. And I added financing in it. So instead of everybody coming to Blue Pages for a directory page, they were like, hey, Chris, I need financing. Hey, Chris, should have called the company Hey Chris, by the way, heychris.com. But I think the URL was taken. But anyway, my point is this. I was like, why am I going to try to go build something different over here when people really just want to come to me for education and support on the financing side? So that is when Improvifi was born, was we're going all in on financing, training, support, technology. Now we have consumer lending where we can drive consumers back to our Improvifi certified contractors. So we are hyper focused on financing and training and bringing that growth engine inside of people's businesses.
And for you guys, it really took off within like 12 months because it was like all this. I remember, and we've had obviously conversations offline, and won't share as much as we did, but like I just remember pull whatever hair out of your beard, not your top of your head. Conversations of like, holy crap, like how are we going to do this? And Tiffany jumped right in with you too. And honestly, like when she jumped in, all of a sudden everything changed.
It did.
Isn't that amazing what our wives can do?
It's such a cliche. People say it all the time. My life changed when my wife got involved. Anybody listening to this podcast, my life and our business changed when my wife involved. That's a good, can I tell the story what happened?
Please.
So here I am trying to build Improvifi by myself over 2 years ago now. Yeah, it's been 2 years since we launched Improvifi. I've been in finance for 30 years, but we built Improvifi, the LLC, when we lived in Florida over 2 years ago. So I'm giving away the cow, the milk, the cheese, everything for the steak. I'm giving away everything for free. And she looks at me, and she was a nurse at the time. She looks at me in the office, just grinding, just busy, man. I'm just lending away, right? And she looks at me, she goes, you should really build a training program where people pay you for what you're doing. And I'm like, no one will pay me. Go, have a great day at work. And then she comes and she goes, did you build a program yet? And I said, no. And then she kept pushing. She's like, did you build the program yet? I'm like, no. Finally, she came back and she said, did you build a program? I said, yes. She goes, okay, let's see it. And she said, okay, for $5,000, I give them this for a year and I fly out on location and I train their team and I meet with the marketing department. I meet with the C-suite. We meet with the CFO and the CEO and we meet with the sales manager. I'm doing all this because she's like, now that's a program. She goes, now go sell it. And I was like, okay. So I went out and I sold the damn thing and I sold 5 of them in like 2 weeks. And she goes, see, you're worth what you're worth. And that is when business changed. When I finally said to myself, I have a skill. I'm good at financing. I'm good at training on this thing. I can really bring return on investment to our contractors that hire me and we partner with. That is when I realized I had a real business. And if it wasn't for her pushing me to stop giving away everything free all the time, because it was very valuable what I was giving away, she changed the actual paradigm and direction of our company. And now we're, almost at 20 full-time. We have over 950 clients, 5,500 users on the app. We fund millions and millions a week here on residential and commercial. So she did, man. She changed the trajectory of everything.
And it's amazing. It's always one little thing.
Yeah.
Well, what feels like one little thing. Yeah, to build this and go sell it. I get nagged all the time by Katie and on different things. She's like, you don't need to go do that for free. I'm like, yeah, but it's something. No, you don't need to go do that for free.
No, man.
You need to charge for that stuff there. And, and I still do it now. There's things that I do to help people just because I still have that teacher heart.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, I just want to help folks, man. I don't want them to lose their business. Now here's one thing I've done really good at. And I think most entrepreneurs should do. I've been really good at saying no. And we're not a good fit. And the reason being is I can tell that you're not going to show up as a business owner to do the things you need to do to be successful to partner with us. And so I've gotten really good at doing that instead of just saying, here's free help.
You have to, because if you bring on a client that isn't willing to do the work, it's only going to reflect poorly on you because they're going to blame you for everything, right? Like I can inject financing into a contractor's business, but if he doesn't offer it at the point of sale, the financing will go nowhere and they will blame me and say, your financing is horrible. No, it's not, sir. We trained you and taught you how to bring up financing at the point of sale with your mobile app and the laminate that we give you. All you have to do is make the offer. Well, we're not making the offer. You guys suck. Well, it's like, come on, man. You got to learn how to say no. That's another thing too, man. We've got guardrails now between our board that we've created inside of Improvifi to say, hey guys, do you think we should do this? And I talk to the board and they go, no, that's not in line with our 5 pillars that we have. We don't do it. So instead of me just coming up with crazy great ideas all the time, I actually have to bring it to the board now and say, I've got an idea. Are we all in agreement? Do we all vote? Yes, we all vote. We all agree. Yes, good. Let's go build it.
Novel concept. Well, and that's the team.
You guys are helping us build our consumer website. Do you know what it took for me to go to the board and say, okay, we're going to offer lending to consumers now? And they're like, wait a minute, don't we just work with contractors? Yes, we do. But we need to help these consumers with money, and then we're going to connect them to our certified contractor network at Improvifi. Oh, they saw the light. They're like, yes, we're all in agreement. We're going to do that.
Yeah, no, I agree. So tell me this, like, as far as, because things are evolving and growing pretty fast for you. This is the hardest shift, I think, for every entrepreneur. You go from operator, and it doesn't matter what business you're in. I'm still in a lot of operator mode in my growth, in my journey, because it's a journey. What point in time do you just have the confidence to say, I'm going to go out of operator mode and I'm going to start putting people in place to manage the things that you talked about a minute ago? Like, I don't know these things now. I just go hire and have people do stuff. What did you, how did you do it? Like,
it happened a year ago. I realized the power of a team over a year ago. So a year ago, there was 4 of us. Now there's damn near 20. So somehow, when I said, whoa, we have a team, we've got the right people in the right seats, is when I started to go, wow, look at the growth. And by hiring a team and hiring the right people for the right seats is when I started to see growth. And when I started letting go. Now, this was my baby. This is my baby. But when I hired an executive assistant and let go of text message, phone calls, emails, Facebook DMs, LinkedIn DMs, Instagram DMs, and I gave it to Katie, and she manages everything now from 9 to 5, my life changed. Because now I concentrate on this. I concentrate on 3 to 5 year growth models for the company. And I know that the team can manage today. We are moving Donna from a sales pro to operations was amazing, because now I don't think about operations. I know that Donna is thinking about operations all day. Tiffany is the CFO. She's in charge of financing. She's in charge of making sure payroll is met. She's in charge of coming up with great ideas on how we can bonus all of our employees at this company. She's got that. All I got to do is be the big fat dancing bear at the end of the street and come up with visionary ideas and training for the growth and overall growth for the future of this company. That is what happened this year, man. Getting the right people in the right seats, trusting them, and just letting them go with it.
Here's, I think, the hardest part, sales. Talked about that change because, right, we're always going to be our best sales people. Like, it doesn't matter. The CEO is always going to be the best salesperson because they had to get there at some point.
No. And I'll say why.
Okay, go.
I always thought I was the best salesperson until I realized I wasn't a good closer. I thought I was the best salesperson. I know this and am passionate about this and can hop on and speak and talk to anybody from any stage or in any call. I'm not a great closer. I'm not good at asking for money. It's weird. I always thought I was the best salesperson. I'm not. I honestly am more fun to bring in and connect and talk and inspire and be passionate about and understand someone's business so much, and then go and create training stuff to go in and really take somebody from here to there. I'm really good at that. I'm not good at hopping on a phone, meeting somebody cold and being like, we're Improvifi. Here's our 5 pillars. We're amazing. Give me your money, invest in us, and we're going to take you from 1.5 million to 3.5 million this year. I'm not really great at that. You know who's great at it? The 3 consultants that we have. They're closers, and they're focused, and they're great at follow-up, and they're great at presenting, and they're great at asking for an investment in us so we can become partners with them to give them that ROI. I was actually the worst salesperson for this company because I couldn't close well.
I feel like I put a mirror up. What you were just saying is a mirror. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I think you just put a mirror up in front of me.
Yeah. I know it all, but that doesn't make you a good salesperson or a good closer. You still have to have somebody, a consultant that is far away from the fire, that stays focused on, give us money, invest in us. We're going to give you ROI and love on you and become a partner with you. Give me your money and we're going to grow this together. That's what I was never great at. I'm great at all the other things.
So what you're saying is I need to hire a salesperson.
You need a consultant to express the value of what Presto Media brings to the marketplace so people will invest with you and you can share in the partnership and the growth of their business because of the media and the marketing and the help that you're giving them from a consultancy or a marketing perspective. Yes.
Well, let me ask you this though, because and this podcast is as much for me as anybody else, I think. And these are conversations we haven't had offline. So I'm going to ask you this as we have it online. Yep. Here's my problem is I have the strategy, the knowledge, the experience, the willing, I know the right questions to ask.
Yeah.
To order to pull out the information that we need to understand that if we can actually do what they need, right, we can actually help them hit the goal. How did you get that into your consult? I mean, obviously you're probably just gonna be like, Jordan's just train them. That's probably what it is. But they don't have the vast knowledge of financing you do to be able to get people in that position. So how did you get them to be better than you?
Ask great questions and listen better and bigger and better. Right. So it all comes down to the stuff that you already know. It's questions and there's answers. There's problems, there's solutions. So once you've identified the key things, right? There's key things in your business that you have to ask on a 45-minute consultation to somebody that doesn't know you for them to go, wow, I trust them. I'm going to do business with them because I believe that the thing that they have is the thing that I need that will solve my pain. And that is where our consultants are really good because within a 45-minute or an hour call, we have to go, hey, these 5 or 6 pillars that we can provide to you are going to help solve the problems that you have. And we care about you. We really do. And we're going to get you there.
How scary was that though, to relinquish what is essentially, I think this is everybody's scary part. Yeah. I'm going to hire somebody and I have to be able to support their family. I have to drive enough leads and sales. How scary is that part when you do? And I swear this is probably every entrepreneur's hang up is hiring the people and being able to support them without losing them. You know what I mean? That's a scary thought. So what did you do other than jump feet in the fire?
I trusted that Tiff and Donna would do it properly. So we were different. Our growth moved very slowly but fast. We knew that we wanted to build client success managers internally first, and then an outside business sales consultancy secondly. What does that mean? It means that the heartbeat of Improvifi is the client success managers that manage the accounts, not sales, not even the fat dancing bear, Chris Scoville. It's Brandy, Tammy, Jen, Amber, John. They manage the accounts. When a contractor needs help, they call them. They call the deal desk and ask for help. They're not calling Blake, Ty, Alex, Chris Scoville. They're calling their client success manager. So it was more important for us to build our company from the inside out and then build sales. Then a lot of people go build a big sales org. They load their company up with sales and then they don't know how to service the people. We built service first and then the sales side. So our growth has always kept up to itself because we built it from the inside out. Where a lot of companies build sales first, they inundate themselves and then they can't provide great service. We flipped the switch on that. We built the company from the inside out.
Do you think that's because when you start hiring people, you stop losing the good money that you have coming in, right, as an entrepreneur? Because I'll tell you this, last person, somebody we built a website for recently, we talked about doing marketing advertising. I'm like, what are your goals? They're like, we want to bring our dad in, this and that. I said, cool. Well, we work backwards to it. And I was like, this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
But I don't want to lose that money I'm making being the person doing all the hats. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm keeping most of the profit. I'm like, yeah, but when you grow, right? And this is Alex Ramosi thing, like growing pains is literally there's something painful that's got to happen. And the painful part, I think, is just the money. Like you're going to have to either stash cash or, you know, like which is what we're currently doing to make sure we operate in the green. It scares me how many businesses operate in the red. Terrifies me to death to ever do that. Just because personally, like I remember the days I was broke as shit. I mean, broke as a joker, living with my sister and like working 7 days a week to get out of debt. And also, so I remember those times. I never want to do that. But I guess the hardest part for most people is like, is that money part. Like if you're operating with good profit margins, but you're still doing a ton of the work, the vision of getting out of that part, trusting what you just talked about, which has obviously helped you, trusting people to do the work, right? And I like the way you guys built it internally out and then sales. And I don't know. I think that transition from just being able to know that there's going to be a while that you're not going to make the same money you did.
Yeah. You got to let go to let grow.
Yeah. And hey, that may be one of my biggest problems. I probably need to hire the right person. I haven't found somebody because we have hired and fired.
I think with you, I'd really love to see you find somebody locally that you can, I imagined back in the day, maybe it's the 30s, maybe it was the 20s, where there was all these businesses and somebody would come in as an apprentice and they'd show up and they'd work next to the business owner and learn the business. And like it's a print business and they made newspapers and the guy would learn how the ink goes on the thing and how they change it. Like, I think that I'd see somebody coming in and like you literally bringing someone under your wing and working next to you and with you locally. So you can meet with them face to face once a week if down at the Jacobs or whatever the heck that sandwich place is you got in Hoover. Like, I don't know. I think that it's one of those scary things, but Donna came in as our rock star and she learned sales. Well, she's not in sales anymore, man. She's in operations. She manages the client success management. She doesn't manage sales. We all work together here as one company, but everyone's got their silos that they're responsible for, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, man, you got to. The best thing that I did, and Tiff will agree, is hiring an executive assistant to get me out of the daily grind. Now, when something frustrating happens in business, I have instructed the entire company not to tell me unless it's a 911. What does that mean? That means that if you're an operator of a company and a business, and your CFO is down the hall and your COO is down the hall there, and you hear some hubbub about maybe a customer's just not happy about something. I don't know, whatever happened. You don't want to even know that unless it's 911, like a partnership is about to fail that's worth, $50 million a year. Because you don't want to get dragged into the daily mud of minuscule little pebbles. You want to move big rocks like in the EOS system. So I've instructed everybody in this company, do not bring me into daily frustrations that you may be dealing with. It doesn't mean I'm a bad leader. It doesn't mean that I don't care. I just only want to bring in when it's a big 911, because I don't want anything small to take me off of the goals that I have to hit on a daily basis for the company's growth.
Well, and you say, okay, that's a leadership thing. That is a great leader. I listen to Dan Martell all the time talk about that part of leadership where it's like, don't come to me with a problem unless you already have a solution in place and you've already done the research. He goes, dude, like, and he's like, he goes, or he said, the first thing I'll do is let me check your ChatGPT logs. What have you talked to ChatGPT today? What's is my buddy? We talk all day long because like, if I don't have somebody to immediately to spit ideas off of, like, why aren't you using an AI to have a conversation with to solve the problem? So if you come at me with a problem and just complain about the problem, then like, what is your solution to fix it? Right. I think in his thing too, he talks about, he's like, I'm not hiring you to tell you how to do your job. I'm hiring you to do the job better than I ever could do it and to tell me how to do it better and then go do it and execute on it better. And I think that's, you said it may make you a bad leader. I disagree. Leadership is the one thing I'm actually really good at. Believe it or not, people building a business, maybe not. Although I've been in business 3 years, so if you can make it in business 3 years, I think that you're on the right path.
Yeah, I think you're past the hump.
Yeah, you're past the hump. But leadership was always one of the things I was really good at. And as a band director for 15 years, like, my everything changed. Band programs changed, culture changed, getting parent help, getting donations changed when I stopped micromanaging doing the little stuff and started teaching leadership within kids. I taught my band parents how to be leaders.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, like, we could get any donation for anything we wanted to do, uniforms, anything. Yeah. Our kids taught leadership and I didn't have to teach it. Yeah. Football games would happen. And I didn't have to do anything. I would just be like, show me your list. What is all the things that got to get accomplished? And these people were not. And so I think leadership is probably one of the things that most people don't think about when they move into that CEO role, is like, how do I be a leader? And honestly, more than I need more leads or I need more sales, people should be like, I need leadership training.
Indeed. Yeah, man. My good buddy, Joseph Downing over there, he's with Jacuzzi and a couple of, he says, is there any leadership conferences? I said, no, it's a bunch of conferences that have the same speakers on every stage. Whoever pays the most money will be guaranteed a spot up on stage. But there's very few leadership conferences where it's, how to come in and really become a great leader and learn from other people that are good in that industry. So very few conferences.
Yeah, you got your John Maxwell's, and I think that's fine. But honestly, there's some days too that I've taught leadership, or I've consulted on leadership more than I have marketing.
Yeah.
I'm like, in the biggest, and I'm sorry, this is your podcast, but I'm gonna.
This is our podcast. This is our conversation.
This is, but I talked about this in the first episode with my buddy Jake, was one of my former administrators, who is one of the best leaders I've ever met, who transformed everything I did, like how I thought about everything leadership related. She gave me a task one day of like how to investigate something that happened with a kid, like discipline wise.
Yeah. And
I thought I had it all figured out. And long story short, I didn't. I wasn't even close. And she goes, "Did you think about this?" And so I think the biggest part of leadership always is going to be ego.
Yep.
Well, like a million times over, it's always like, she goes, ego and emotion. If you pull those things out, pull your ego out, pull your emotion out on all decisions, and you're going to see all sides objectively, and you're going to be able to make the best decision possible for people, and you're going to be able to explain it in a way that they'll connect with. And ever since she taught me that lesson, it changed the way I ran band programs, changed the way I thought about leadership, changed the way I handled people. I'm not great at it, there's always improvement, but it also changed the way, like, I don't know. It just changed the way you think about how to handle situations, from conflict resolution to like growing a business, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing there that I think most people, once again, how do you get over the sales hump and the growth hump, and then how do you become a leader? And maybe we should install that into Presto Media one day.
Yeah, man. I think we're doing a pretty good job at leadership over here. Our team is man, they're so dialed in, and we do lots of meetings and lots of trainings and lots of sharing. And people say they have an open door policy. Like, we really do have an open door policy where if somebody's going through something, there's always somebody here to reach out to and ask for help. So we're doing pretty good. We'll always do better, but I think we're doing a pretty good job at our company with leadership and sharing with our team for growth.
So what are you wrestling with now? What's your biggest thing you're wrestling with now?
Well, the biggest thing I think that we're wrestling with is we've never ran ads. Our company has grown in the last 2 years all organically. So the biggest thing that I think, obviously we're not wrestling anything bad right now. We're wrestling with the excitement of, hey, we're getting ready to go to another level where we are actually going to be able to go out to the marketplace and run marketing and ads and attract people that aren't from a really warm bucket or a referral or know who we are, because we do a really good job. Like, we're really excited about running ads now and learning that space, because I believe that if we start doing it properly and reaching people with the value proposition, I'll have to go and hire another 3 or 4 client success managers and another 2 consultants on the sales side. So that's what we're wrestling with for 2026 and beyond, is the excitement of, hey, we're finally at this pinnacle, at this stage of, having over 900 clients with us organically, that we're going to run some ads. So we're excited about 2026 and exploring that. My other wrestle is my ideas, making sure that they are focused and making sure that the ideas that I'm coming up with move the needle for the company in the right direction. And then the ones that aren't ideas, back shelving them, or maybe even possibly getting rid of them. So my big focus for 2026 and beyond are doing big things that are great for consumers and great for our contractors and great for the entire industry, moving those needles forward. So those are the 2 things that I'm wrestling right now, is making sure that the big projects I'm working on are focused upon, and making sure that we can reach out to the marketplace to help more people in this industry understand the real value proposition of becoming a partner with Improvifi. So
who helps you with the focus part? How do you do that?
Well, I would say myself, but I would also say the team, right? So when I come up with an idea, I take it to the board, and then the board decides if it's a good idea, if it's a bad idea, right? So I have the ability now to take big ideas to the team and state my case. So I think that having a focal group within our company, we'll call it the board, I get to present to them now and say, okay, I've got an idea on this. And we either go yes, or we all in agreement, or we no. And then it may take me a while to convince them yes. Or what has also happened numerous times is I've sat on it and let the soup cool for a while, enough for me to go, you know what? That really isn't something we should focus on right now. Our core things, like up here is a core list of things that I'm doing in 2026 to move the needle and growth for our company, which will allow me to go hire more people, to go put, people on our team have bought homes. Well, like, that's freaking amazing. Employees of ours have gone out and bought homes, right? Like, hiring more people to better this. Just like that's what I'm really stoked about, is bringing more team members in here so we can, help them create a great economy for their families.
So how do you, here's another problem, I think, to kind of start wrapping this thing up.
Yeah.
I think most people have most people have a problem looking into the future and the vision, like looking in the future, going like, and painting a picture of like what they really want from their business. Because number one, when in my industry, doesn't matter what industry you're in, like one of the number one things I ask for is like, what do you want from your business? And people are like, what does this have to do with marketing? It has everything to do with marketing. Can't build a plan when you don't know where you're going. So what's number one, what's your focus for, and you kind of painted on it, but where do you like really want to see Improvifi? Like, what do you want to get out of the company itself? Not only just like helping others, but like personally too, because we don't build a business, like we build a business to help others, I think, but at the same time, there's something we want.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. And then how are you painting that picture personally, as well as like how you're helping others?
Yeah. I am building this to scale to sell in 3 to 5 years. My goal in 3 to 5 is to have 20,000 contractors on our platform. am already painting who the perfect person would be to merge, buy, acquire our company so that everybody in our organization wins. That is my focus, is 3 to 5 years from now, creating something here right now, a business that will be merged, acquired, bought, however it's scaled out, where our team stays into a holding position because of the value that they bring to the table. And then I'm 55. If I can exit by 60 and go learn how to fish down in Alabama, that would be fantastic. But that's, that is my goal. I love this industry. I'm incredibly passionate about this. It's going to be really hard to get rid of me. However, at some point, you have to have some type of an exit strategy. So my goal has always been, in 3 to 5 years, I'd love to, exit this company with the right partner, with the right entity, with the right industry partner that will understand the value proposition, what we bring in, the 6 pillars and the training and in our wonderful culture and leadership we brought, and then we inject that into their industry for massive growth. That's my focus.
Yeah. I like it. Cool, I like it. What's funny is different what mine is, but I'm also a little bit younger than you.
You're a wee bit younger. I'm not that much. I'm 55 next month, so
it's not that bad.
That's not bad. It's just, hey, look, I want to enjoy the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah.
I've put my time in, man. Like, I've been doing this since the early 90s. Yeah. I've earned my spot to say, yeah, I want to exit. And I want to go, I guess travel. I don't know. I want to really just kind of have an enjoyable first quarter. I don't want to, you see these poor UPS drivers, they retire and then they die. They die because their bodies are so used to working at a high stress level and being busy. And then they stop moving and they die. They die of heart attacks and stuff. Like, it's so sad.
Yeah.
Die when I exit my business. I want to go and, travel and fish and maybe learn how to play golf. I have no idea, but
take me out on your charter boat down in the Gulf.
Yeah, I want to enjoy the pontoon boat on the intercoastal down in southern Alabama. Like, I want to just go eat seafood all day long. I don't know, but I definitely want to enjoy the fourth quarter, man. I don't want to work till I die.
Or you could come up hiking and camping with us too.
Camping is for people that like to camp.
That's me. I like to camp. That's
me, all right, brother. Good stuff.
Well, tell me this. What's to leave it off here? Give me your one thought, one thing, one advice, whatever, to any entrepreneur in there that's like just ready to ring in the towel. What would you tell them?
Remember why you got into what you got into. Care about the customer more than you care about the sale, and you will always win.
I agree, man. Well, look, I appreciate it. For those who listen to this episode, who knows, it may blow up in 5 years when this thing gets going. Who knows? It may blow up tomorrow. Either way, I appreciate it, Chris, as always, not only as just as a friend, but as a really good friend, but just coming on and help support and my journey, your journey, sharing with everybody else. I think it's hugely important. I think it's missing in the entrepreneur space. So I appreciate it. For everybody else, once again, hopefully we'll build this in a big community at some point down the road where entrepreneurs are helping each other. We're putting our own ego aside and trying to support and lift each other up. Appreciate you listening in. Until next time.